All right. Well, welcome to the Elevation Call. We're so excited that you guys are on this call tonight. It's a very special night. And we had a special day yesterday with Stephen Thompson. If you guys did not hear about that, it's definitely something you want to reach out to your upline about. But Stephen inspired us all to be dream merchants. And he also talked about inspiring others to really go for their dreams. He talked about helping people open their mind to become a real champion for others, teaching others how to teach others, how to teach others, how to teach others. And so we got amazing information about locking arms and changing the world. But tonight, we're going to switch gears because we have the woman who's really done that on the line. And you guys know and love this woman, Jenny Lusby. We're going to announce her in just a minute. But I'm going to have Hal, just in the tradition that we always kind of talk about who is in the top 25. Do you mind just?
No, love to do it. I love to do this every week. So our top 25 this week, those of you who are obviously in some way showing the plan, getting people in front of this incredible opportunity, introducing the transfer buying opportunity, getting paid every Friday, focusing on weekly income, all those things. You've done that. You're in the top 25. So first one, who was on the top 25 last week even, Dr. Lou Ann Van Loo in New Jersey at number 25.
Awesome.
And then number 15, Mary Rising, right there in Evansville, Indiana area, right? Mm-hmm. And then a newcomer who's joined our team just recently, been in the top 5, 1, 2, 3, Jason Smith in Tyler, Texas. Is number 3 in all of the lease here on the 11th of April. So congratulations, guys. Keep it up. This is all about getting paid weekly, and the way we get paid weekly is what? Showing the plan and enrolling people. Gold packs, fast tracks, and 4x4s. We get paid. We can guarantee our pay if we enroll somebody every week.
Absolutely. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
And Stephen talked about 2021 being a season of planting seeds. He said, 2022 is going to be the harvest, and wait for 2023 to 2025. It is
wait
going
to see it. Don't
enormous,
wait
enormous. And Hal, this is the blue zone. We just switched over. What is the blue zone?
So the blue zone, following the white zone. So in the first 10 days of the month, the white zone is all about prospecting, adding to your list, showing presentations, and really the most using formal presentations from Zalees back office, getting people in front of the opportunity more and more and more. 10 days is a focus on presenting, and then adding people to your list and getting referrals from people, helping your new people who come on, building their list to show the plan. It's a lot of activity in the first of the month. We're now in the blue zone. So some of the people we showed plans to, we want to be following up with. We want to see where they are. We want to be introducing them to your leadership, to doing 3-way calls, seeing where they are, where they're ready to move forward, who they know. If they're not ready to move forward, ask them that question. Well, I know you're not ready to, but who do you know who is dealing with pain or struggle, looking for financial changes in their lives? Let's talk with them. I'll be glad to talk with them, so forth. So we can get those follow-ups and so forth. The other thing we do in the blue zone, super important when we bring people on, is we really need to take the responsibility of helping them navigate their back office, introducing to upline, making sure that they're plugged into Zalees, into the leadership, into the calls, into the all the social media that's available, kind of teaching them and training them on the kind of a few nuts and bolts. You don't want to overwhelm them, but you're duplicating hopefully what you've learned doing the blue zone, but you're always moving forward toward keeping an eye on your rank, talking to your upline, measuring where you are. Blue zone is really critical to help look where you are and where your new people are. So there you go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great job, Hal Hansen. And you guys, we're not going to wait another minute because Stephen Thompson was talking yesterday on our call, and he said the two very, very best trainers in our business are Jenny and Tony Lusby. And Hal and I had already talked to Jenny because she is just an amazing inspiration to me. She's her background is similar to mine. She's a nurse, she's a mom, but she's one of the most visionary and courageous women I know. Truly, she walks the walk. She talks the talk. She's a 7-figure earner over and over and over again. And Jenny is more than X's and O's. She truly is a visionary. She understands mindset unlike anybody I know. And why don't you add?
Yeah, the only thing I want to say is one of the things that when I first got to know them, which when I came in the business, I did not know Jenny and Tony. But as I listened to them, I knew they were the top earners in the company. I knew they were. I knew I'd learned what it takes to build a business. But guys, there's something that you have to possess. And if you don't have it, you got to go get it. And that is the right mindset. And it's not necessarily easy to get. It's a decision. And, you can have a great heart. You can have a great why. But if your mind is not right about things and constantly working on that, and if I heard anything from Jenny, it wasn't so much the X's and O's, but it was her heart and her understanding of how that the mind is so important. And so when we've talked to her in the last few weeks, it just bursts out of her. She's like, guys, I'm just passionate about this. This is the thing that's missing for so many people. Anyway, I'm not going to say it for her, but you are listening to the best in our business, not only the top earner, but you are literally listening to the best in all of Zalise on getting your mind right, not just once, but constantly. So anyway, let's let her roll.
Yeah, you guys grab pen and paper, and Jenny Lusby, will you please come to the line?
I'm here. Can you guys hear me okay?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome, girl. It's all yours.
I'm getting chills. I'm sorry. I just am.
What'd you say?
I'm getting chills. I can't wait.
Well, guys, I'm so honored to be on this call. I know Lisa and Hal, I was talking to them, I don't know, last week, and I was just sharing with them something I'm so excited about. In fact, you guys are the very first ambassadors in the entire company to actually learn and hear about what I'm going to share tonight. So never done this before. It's something I'm very excited about. I'd like to have studied it a little longer, but I want to, before I jump in, you guys, and talk about mindset, Lisa and Hal, I want to congratulate you guys on being just excellent leaders, consistent leaders. You guys, it's one thing to be hot and cold, but these guys are just constant. You know what I mean? They're just consistent. They stay the course, they're persistent. And so hats off to you guys. Also, congratulations to all of you that have been on the top leaderboard. Great job. You guys are awesome. So I'm going to jump right in. I'm not going to waste any time, you guys. I know most of you have heard my story. So tonight is not about me. Tonight is about you. Okay. And this is something that has bothered me for about 17 years now. I've been in direct sales, been in network marketing for 17 years, actually this past February. And something that's always really bothered me, it's actually caused me to lose sleep at night, is to see the number of people that want this, but they never go on to have success. Does that bother any of you guys? Anybody else? It's something that's literally driven me nuts, because I'm thinking, why is it? Do you guys ever wonder why one person could go on to earn millions of dollars and then other people can't get off the starting ground? They can't even get off the blocks, right? The starting blocks. And so this is something that I've been really curious about. I'm like, what is the difference? What is the common denominator? Why is it that we have the same products? Would you guys agree? We all have the same products to offer. We're all working with the same exact compensation plan, and we all are working with the same company. We have the same platform, and we all have the same vehicle. Why can't we all rise to the top? Why can't everybody on this call be Black Diamond Elite? Well, you know what? I have good news for you guys. You can. So if there's anyone on here that wants to go Black Diamond or even higher, you guys can do that. And I'm going to share with you why. I'm going to give you guys some great news tonight. 95%, write this down, 95% of success is mindset. The other 5% is strategy. So that's good news. If some of you feel like you have no clue what you're doing, you don't really know what the product, you don't know the science, you don't understand a lot, it's okay. Because 95% of success is going to be boiled down to your mindset. And guys, I never will forget when I first Well, I've got several situations I'm going to share with you guys tonight just to give you guys some analogies. But how many of you are wanting to run for a rank right now, like in the next 90 days, running for a rank of city ambassador, area, regional, national, diamond, whatever? Guys, here's the thing. Project 500 is phenomenal. What you're going to be doing with Stephen Thompson is going to be excellent, you guys, because it's all about doing the activities, setting your goals in writing, being held accountable, right? You have to do the activity if you want to get the results. The only thing that becomes a roadblock is here you are in your 90-day game plan, and all of a sudden, some fear sets in. How many of you know what I'm talking about with fear? Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of like, oh my gosh, where am I going to find the people? Fear of having to show the plan because you don't like public speaking. All of a sudden, fear and worry and anxiety can kind of set in, and it can literally sabotage you guys from having success. So it's very important. If you want to have success, you have to learn how to control your mind. Your mind is your biggest tool when it comes to hitting any rank in Zalise. It has nothing to do with knowing the compensation plan, being a product expert, absolutely nothing to do with that. Now, I want to ask you guys, how many of you, if we want to control the mind, do you think it would be important to know what the mind looks like and how it operates? Is there anyone on here that can tell me what the mind looks like? This is an interesting question. Nobody really ever knows what the mind looks like. Is that crazy? If I ask you guys, what does your car look like? You have an instant image come to your mind. Your car is red. It has 2 doors, 4 doors. You know what the interior looks like. If I ask you, what does your refrigerator look like? A picture comes on the screen of your mind. You immediately have a picture of what your refrigerator looks like, right? But when I ask you, what does your mind look like? Very few people, if any, can actually answer this. And this is what I'm excited to share with you guys tonight. If you're going to control your mind, you might want to know what it looks like and how it operates, right? And so here's a little history for you guys. Back in 1934, if you guys want to write this down, a chiropractor out of San Antonio, Texas, he actually was very into the mind and the spirit and the whole body working together. And he actually was the very first person that created an image, a picture of what the mind looks like and how it works. And the reason why this is important, you guys, we think in pictures. We actually as people, we think in pictures. So when we can't picture something, it's hard to actually figure out how to control it or how to modify it or even do anything about it, right? So if you guys are okay with this, I'm going to practice on you guys tonight. Are you guys good with me practicing my stick person figure? So this guy, Dr. Thurman Fleet is his name. Dr. Thurman Fleet, back in 1934, he actually, a chiropractor out of San Antonio, Texas, created the stick person picture. And guys, I'm telling you, this literally can revolutionize your life in every area, because here's the deal. If we can control our mind, guys, we can control our relationships. We can control our careers. We can control our income. Is there anyone on here that would like to earn more income than what you're earning right now? I think I see almost every hand going up. That's awesome, because we're going to show you how to do that tonight. And so again, 95% is all about your mind, you guys. I'm going to actually stand up and hope that you guys can see my, hopefully you can see my whiteboard. Can you guys see this? If I stand,
Yes, we can see that, Jenny.
you can see this. Okay. So you guys, I'm going to explain to you what the mind looks like. Okay. So hopefully, let me know if you can't see this, Lisa. Right here. Can you see that big circle?
Yep, we see it.
You might want to use black.
That is black.
That's black. Okay, never mind.
Let me move forward. It might be a glare from my lights. Okay.
It's all
So
right.
this is your mind, you guys. Your mind controls everything in your life. It controls everything, okay? But you constantly have things coming at you, right? From all your senses. Can you guys tell me some of your 5 senses?
Sight.
Sight, yep.
Smell,
Smell,
Hearing,
hearing, taste,
touch,
right? Guys, we are constantly bombarded with all of our five senses. Everything is coming to us through our vision, through things that we see, things that we hear on the news, negative people, right? Here's what's crazy. A lot of people just are living in what's present. They're not really controlling what they want to focus on in their thoughts. So we have all these different sensories, right? But this is what's important. This is your conscious mind, the top half. And guys, if you've never seen this before, you might feel overwhelmed the first time you see this, but I'm telling you, I'm going to continue to teach on this because it's going to revolutionize the results that you get. The conscious mind, this is actually your thinking mind. Write that down. Your conscious mind is your thoughts. This is the knowledge that maybe you're gaining from the outside world. These are the thoughts that are coming into your mind, right? Now, what's really important is to start being aware of what are you thinking about? What are your thoughts? So think about this. When you're saying, I want to go area ambassador, and all of a sudden you're excited, you can't wait to go area, but now you have negative thoughts coming in. You're thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to do that? I don't know enough people. I'm afraid of public speaking. I'm afraid of this. All of a sudden, your thoughts that you're holding in your conscious mind are super negative. So what the downside to that is, if you hold any thought for a prolonged period of time in your conscious mind, it's going to actually get embedded in what we call the subconscious mind, okay? So those negative thoughts, or positive, we prefer positive, and we're going to talk about that, is they actually end up down here. Now, the subconscious mind, this is actually your feelings, your emotions. So think about this. If you're thinking negative thoughts for a prolonged time, and whatever it is, it could be about your weight, it could be about your spouse, you're thinking negative thoughts about whatever it is, the more you hold it in your conscious mind, it actually gets deep rooted, embedded down here in the subconscious mind. This actually ends up affecting your emotions. It affects your feelings. You start feeling sad or depressed. Have any of you ever felt that way? Any of you ever felt sad or depressed? That is an emotional indicator that what you're holding up here is not positive. So when you have negative emotions or feelings of negativity, that is an emotional indicator that you really need to do an inventory on what's being held in the mind up here in the conscious mind. So the reason why this is so important, you guys, to understand this is because your thoughts become your feelings. Your feelings and your emotions actually immediately start to affect your body. Okay, your body is nothing but an instrument of your mind. Okay, and here's the thing, the subconscious mind, it doesn't know right from wrong. All it knows is what you're feeding it. So it's like you could go out in a farmland, you could plant weeds, you could plant great, beautiful flowers. It doesn't matter. Those things are going to take root no matter if they're good or bad. They could be weeds or they could be beautiful flowers. But you guys want to be very careful about the thoughts that you're holding in your mind on a regular basis. Because again, the subconscious mind doesn't know right from wrong, truth or fact, fantasy or reality. It does not know the difference. And so what happens, those thoughts become emotions. Those emotions actually affect your body. This actually affects your vibration level, which I'm getting a little deep right now. Hopefully I'm not losing you guys. We can talk about some examples though, to make sure you guys understand this. But so why is this important? Because if you're thinking negative thoughts, now your feelings are kind of negative. Guess what? That is ultimately affecting your actions. You are now not wanting to pick up the phone. You're not wanting to call anybody. You're not wanting to get out and talk to people about Zalise or your products or the business opportunity because of what's been going on up here. So your body is directly related to your actions and what you're doing. And ultimately, this all affects your results. So here's what I'm going to tell you guys, your results. If you look, here's the thing, I can now figure out if I know somebody's results that they're getting, I can tell you where their mind has been. If someone has never made more than a certain dollar amount, I can say, you know what? I know why, because that is where your mind has been. In your mind, you don't think you could ever make more than 30,000 a year because that's where your paradigm is. So we're not going to go into all that tonight, but I will tell you guys, your paradigm Some of us were born with not so great paradigms. Paradigms are basically a set of beliefs, okay, that have become habitual. So for example, I grew up with a single mom, and she would always say, well, we can't afford that. We would go to the grocery, we had our food stamps, and I remember being at the checkout and they'd always have like gum and candy bars. And I was like, Mom, can I get this? And she'd say, honey, put that back. We can't afford that. So I grew up my whole life hearing statements like that's for the rich and famous, or we can't afford that, or money doesn't grow on trees. I don't know if any of you are resonating with any of this. I just had to overcome some of those paradigms that I've had since I was a little bitty girl. And so guys, this is true for all of us. Most of us were born into a family that we were taking in all of these things through our senses, right? Things that we were hearing from our parents, things that we were seeing. Next thing you know, those thoughts that we've been taking in have been embedded in here. We don't even realize it. That's the crazy thing. Your subconscious mind, you don't even know. You're not even aware of what really is trapped inside of here. The only way you can know is by looking at your results. Guys, if you don't like your results, we really need to take a good hard look of what is going on in your conscious mind. But here's the great news. Your thoughts control your feelings and emotions. Feelings and emotion actually affect your actions. Actions are what create results. But the good news is, you guys, we can reprogram that. That's the most exciting part of understanding how this stick person figure of the mind, actually, you can control everything. Guys, if you guys can understand this, and really take control of your mindset, you can change every area of your life, no matter what it is. It doesn't matter. Is anybody getting this? Anybody excited about this? Yeah? I only see a few hands going up. Everybody else is like, what is she talking about? We'll dive in deeper another time. But so what's exciting about this, you guys? We can change it. So when you're doing your goal setting, I want to encourage you guys to set a goal that inspires you. There's 3 different types of goals, and you guys can write this down. There's type A, type B, and type C. A type A goal is something you've already done. So for example, if I said, oh, I want to go get a new car, and they say, well, what kind of car do you want? I want to get a Pontiac. Well, what kind of car are you driving right now? I'm driving a Pontiac. Well, how long have you had that car? Well, I bought it 4 years ago. So for me to want to go out and get another Pontiac, guys, that's a type A goal. That's something I've already done. Let me put that into perspective with Zalish, you guys. So let's say you want to go area ambassador, but you already hit area ambassador last year. You're just trying to requalify. That's not going to get you inspired. That's not going to get you excited to go out and requalify for something that you've already done. So an A-type goal is something that you've already done. You know you can do it. A type B goal is something that, you know what, I've never done it, but it's within reach. That'd be like, hey, I've hit city ambassador, but I want to go area. That's a goal that you totally know you could do it if you just did a little bit more work from what you've done before. I want to encourage you guys to set a C-type goal. Okay, so a C-type goal is a goal that you have never, ever done in your life. It's almost such a big goal that you're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know how I'm going to do this. I have no idea how it's going to happen. I want it so bad that I'm willing and able to do it. I'm going to do whatever it takes. So a C-type goal will inspire you. It will get you excited because it's almost like a fantasy, and I want to encourage you guys to dream a big dream. It takes just as much effort to dream big as it does to dream small. But a C-type goal would be something you have never, ever done in your life. I remember when first of all, I went to nursing school. I met with the guidance counselor and they said, oh my gosh, you should consider changing your major. And I said, why? And they said, well, your SAT scores are terrible. And this is a very competitive program. I'll never forget that day as long as I live, you guys. I walked out of that session crying. I was there by myself. My parents had never gone to college. I was the first one in our family to attempt going to college. I didn't know how I was going to pay for it. There was no finances. Nobody was going to pay for it. I had to figure out the financing. And then I also had to figure out how am I going to do this when they're telling me I should change my major. But I'll never forget that day, guys. I didn't know how I was going to pay for it. I didn't know how I was going to get the grades when they just told me I probably should quit or change my major. But I'll never forget it because I thought, you know what? That one test score does not define me. It doesn't measure my work ethic. It doesn't measure my determination level. It doesn't define me at all. And so that was kind of a C-type goal, you guys, because it was very scary. It was so scary and I had no idea I might fail. I don't know how I'm going to pay for it. But looking back, you guys, 4.5 years later, graduating, one of the half of the class flunked out or quit, to be able to get that degree and know that I kept going even though I was scared to death, that's called pushing beyond the terror barrier. Everybody's going to have fear, you guys. You're going to have moments where you want to quit. You're going to have moments where you're scared to death, literally with fear and worry and anxiety, and you're going to want to quit. But I'm telling you, that was an example for me of my first C-type goal. And I didn't even know I was doing a C-type goal, you know? And another one was when I first got into network marketing. If any of you are new, maybe you've never done MLM, direct sales, maybe you're scared to death because you want this so bad. You want to change your family's financial future forever, but you have no idea how you're going to do this. You don't know how you're going to get up in front of people. You don't know how you're going to find the people to build your business with. That was me back in 2006 when I got into another company. I wanted to quit for 8 months. And you know what? I just remember going, you know what? I want this so bad. I don't know how I'm going to do it. But guys, through the power of visualization, through focus, determination, staying really the blinders on and staying focused, was able to go from literally $100 a week to 7 figures a year in that company. And keep in mind, guys, I had a fear of public speaking. I was horrible. I was actually very shy. I still am kind of an introvert, believe it or not. People don't believe that. But I had to overcome all that. And that was another C-type goal. I had no idea how I was going to do it, but I made up my mind. I made the decision and said, I'm doing this. And so the way that we can control this in order to reprogram this is through a several series of tools, you guys. Okay. So for one, imagination. I want to encourage you guys to start being, tap into your fantasy world. Don't be afraid to dream. Don't be afraid to sit there and stare off into outer space and start dreaming. What do you want your future to look like? What kind of home do you want to live in? What do you want your bank account to look like? What kind of donations would you like to be able to make to your church? It doesn't matter, guys, what it is. It doesn't even have to be materialistic. But I can tell you this, you guys, money is nothing more than energy. Money is nothing more than a flow of energy. Some people view money as bad. All money means, people with a lot of money, all that means is they've served a lot more people. I don't care what industry it's in, what area of line of work. When people have money, it's because they've helped a lot of people. You don't just fall into money without serving and helping other people. Amen, Kristen. Thank you. But here's the good news, you guys. You can all do this. Every single one of you on the call tonight can have, be, or do anything that you guys want. But here's what I'm going to challenge you guys to do. I want to encourage you guys to start imagining. Really get clear on what you really, really want. What do you really want? Not what does your kids want you to do, or your neighbor want you to do, or your spouse or your parents. What do you really want? What do you want your future to look like? And write that out. Get very clear on what you want that to look like, because the power of your imagination, guys, if you can hold something on the screen of your mind, if you can visualize something and you can hold it in there long enough, okay, through repetition, and also getting the emotion of what that would feel like, you can, believe it or not, actually convince your conscious mind and into your subconscious mind that it's real. That, it starts from a fantasy, becomes a theory. Next thing you know, it's actually there. It's like reality. And so this is possible for each and every one of you. And let me give you guys another example. So when I was in nursing school and I was on my 4th year, I'll never forget it, guys. I worked at Denny's restaurant. I literally went home every weekend and waited tables. I would work the night shift. I would work all summer babysitting 5 kids, work every evening. I saved every dime I made to pay cash for my 4.5-year degree, right? I never got student loans. My parents never paid a dime. But you know what? I was going to reward myself. My senior year in nursing school, I went to the local dealership and I wanted a brand new Mustang Cobra convertible. So I went to the dealership and I got one of their books, and in the middle of it was the centerfold of this black Mustang Cobra convertible. It had a black convertible top. It had tan saddle leather interior. It was a 5-speed. You guys, it was bad to the bone. All I knew is I could not wait to get this car. So I put it on the back of my door in my room at my house. And you guys, I stared at it. Every time I was coming and going to class, coming into my room to study, I visualized that car. And this is a crazy, crazy story, you guys, to show you this works. I've been living proof of it my whole life. I just didn't even know that I was doing this. I was what you call unconscious competent. I was doing this, but didn't even know I was doing it. So I was actually mastering the power of visualization. So when I graduated, I took my nursing boards, passed the boards. I got my first job. The very week that I landed my first nursing job, I went to the local dealership in Indianapolis. I walked into Tom Wood Ford on 96th Street. You guys aren't going to believe this. The exact car that I had on the back of my door for the last year was literally sitting on the showroom floor. This is crazy. I walk in and, I'm by myself and these salesmen are like, hey, can we help you? And I said, yes. I said, I want to buy that car right there. I'm like 22 years old. They're looking at me like, honey, I don't know if you know how much this car is, but you guys, I drove out of there that day with that brand new Mustang Cobra convertible. And I'm telling you guys, this stuff is real. This stuff works like magic. And you know what? It is like unadulterated magic. It works every time. If you guys can master this, I'm telling you, you can master every single area of your life. You can master your relationships. You can master your health. You can master your finances, your future, your whatever it is that you want. You can have anything or do anything you want if you can master this right here. Okay. And so I did it again, went through a divorce, lost everything, guys, because that's a whole nother story. Not what I had planned for my future, right? But I was broke. When we found Zelise, Tony and I had been through some financial struggles with the 2008 stuff. It had been a long road to recovery. I didn't know what I was going to do. We have 5 kids. We found Zelise. And you know what, guys? We put the blinders on. I visualized getting everything back, everything that I'd lost in my divorce, everything that we were living in an apartment. It was horrible, but you know what? I believed with all my heart, if I've done it once, I can do it again. So started visualizing the house that I wanted to live in. The house that I'm sitting in right now, I drive my daughter to school, high school every day. And as soon as I dropped her off, I would drive up and down this street. I literally loved this street. And I told Tony, I said, we're going to end up on that street. That is my favorite street on the lake. Lo and behold, you guys, here we are sitting in the exact house that I had been eyeballing for literally over a year. So you guys want me to keep going with examples? I've got more. And same with Black Diamond. Like I'll never forget. It was like March 2nd of 2019. I told Tony, I said, we're going Black Diamond. He goes, what? He goes, that's like 2 million in business volume. I said, I know. I said, we're going Black Diamond. Guys, I'm telling you, put the blinders on. All I did was visualize that 2 million. We focused on helping everyone on our team get where they wanted to go. And by golly, we closed out with over 2 million in business volume that month. So I'm just telling you guys, I am so fascinated by this information that I'm sharing with you. And I truly feel like this is what I've been searching for the past 17 years in network marketing. It just breaks my heart when I see people come in, they're all excited. They're going after their goals. 90 days later, they quit. Why do they quit? They quit because they don't understand how to control their conscious mind in order to reprogram their subconscious mind to be able to affect the vibration that they're putting out to the world, to the universe, that actually ultimately controls your actions and your results in life. So I don't know if I'm losing some of you. I can't see everybody's face, but I can tell you guys, this is absolutely amazing information. There's a book. This is actually called Think and Grow Rich. Okay. And when I say rich, this isn't just rich in money. This is rich in every area of your life. Okay. This is actually written by Napoleon Hill. And there's a gentleman by the name of Bob Proctor that I've been studying for over 15 years. I'm fascinated by his knowledge. He's actually been researching and diligently studying this information for over 60 years, guys. So this is not voodoo, crazy stuff I'm talking to you about tonight. This is real science, real stuff. Okay, you love that book. I see everybody says, I love that book. I love it too. So anyway, you guys, choose a goal that gets you excited. Choose something that literally makes it to where you cannot wait to get out of bed in the morning because you're so inspired about this C-type goal, something you've never done. And just so you guys know, you're going to have fear. You're going to have worry. You're going to have moments of doubt. And you're going to question, can I really do this? But let me tell you something, through the power of visualization, getting crystal clear on what you want. In fact, I don't know if you guys can see this here. Hang on. This is probably my third dream board since we joined Zalise. Hang on. Can you guys see it?
Yes.
Okay. Third one. Guess what? Everything that Tony and I have put on our vision board, we've been able to acquire it in the last 4.5 years. Every single thing, whether it be a lake house, a beachfront property. Tony was able to get, guys, by the way, I'm not trying to brag and be materialistic, but this is real. I was able to get the car I wanted. Tony was able to get what he wanted. We've been able to donate money and bless the lives of other people. And so if you can get really good at visualizing, and the other thing is positive affirmations. You may not know what I mean by positive affirmations. This is where you start speaking exactly what you want, okay? And this could be like this. It could be, this is like your goal. I am a Black Diamond Elite. I am so happy and grateful that I am blank, blank, blank. What rank do you guys want to be in 90 days? I am so happy and grateful. Write this down. You guys, this works like unadulterated magic every time. I am so happy and grateful that I am an area ambassador with Zalise and driving my brand new red Jeep. I absolutely love it. So you guys want to get some emotion attached to this. You don't just speak it, but not believe it. Because if you're speaking this affirmation, but then you're canceling it out with negative thoughts to follow, you're basically wasting your time. So what you want to do is you want to write out your goal. What is it that you want to do in the next 90 days, right? And you want to speak it literally all day, every day. And I do this. I will go to bed. I am so happy and grateful now that bump, 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 whatever it is that I want. I will go to bed doing it. I'll be driving down the interstate. I am so happy and grateful that money is coming to me in large quantities on a regular basis from multiple sources, over and over and over. Guys, the key is repetition. See, if you hold something in your conscious mind through repetition over a prolonged period of time, but you also have to add emotion to it. You actually have to know what would it feel like to be a brand new regional in Zalise or a brand new area? What would it be like to be gracing the stage at the next big event and you're actually getting pinned as a diamond or a double diamond, triple diamond, black diamond, whatever you guys want, you can have it. You guys can have anything or be or do anything that you want. But you have to control this to control your emotions and feelings, to actually control your actions and your results. So we're going to use visualization. I recommend a vision board if you haven't done that. If any of you, who's going for a Jeep? Is there anyone going for a brand new Jeep? Oh, and by the way, guys, if you've already earned your Jeep, go get a new one. go to the dealership and look for a brand new Jeep. Maybe it's time to trade that other one in and get you a brand new one, like something that like it's fresh and it's exciting. Maybe it's different than the one you had last year, right? So make your vision board. Get in harmony with it, you guys. Like literally start to get the feeling, what would it be like to already live in that house? What would it be like to have X amount of money in your bank account? Knowing that whenever you want to go do something, you don't even have to worry about the money because it's already there. So affirmations, repetition, you got to speak this. And by the way, if it doesn't happen overnight, you can't just revert back to the negative thinking because again, you're going to cancel it all out and start all over. So is this making sense to any of you at all? A few of you? Okay. Does anybody have any questions about any of this that I've shared with you guys so far? Wow. Either you guys are like scared to death, or I must have done a really
I got one, Jenny, Steve Todd.
Okay, Jenny and Steve Todd. What's
Yeah,
up?
hi. Thank
Hi.
you. Thank you for this evening. It's been wonderful. I appreciate it. And
You're
the
so
book that you referred to, is that Dr. Thurman Fleet?
Yes, Dr. Thurman Fleet. Yes.
Fleet, okay. All
That's
right.
L-E-E-T. You guys can look him up. It's amazing
you.
material. Yes.
Thank you. It's fascinating.
Fascinating, you guys. I'm telling you, you have a magnificent mind. Our minds are the most powerful thing. And this is why I say your success is going to be 95% mindset, 5% strategy. So forget the strategy. Really, if you've got the mindset, the rest will fall into place. And if you're worried about, oh my gosh, where am I going to find the people? Or I'm too old, or I'm too young, or I don't know anybody. I hear these things all the time. Guys, those are limiting beliefs that are not true. Those are paradigms. Those are negative thoughts that you've held in your mind long enough, and you start to believe it's true, right? But let me tell you something. If you get in harmony with what you want, and you start emotionalize it, fantasizing it, visualizing it, getting excited about it, right? Guess what? All the resources will come. You don't even need to worry. You don't even need to know how, the who, the where, the what. You don't need to worry about it. It will happen for you. It's happened to me over and over and over and over again. And I'm so excited, you guys. I finally have figured out what it is that I've been doing. I literally was an unconscious competent. I could do it for myself, but I didn't know how to explain it to other people. So anyway, any other questions?
Hi, Jenny. This is Linda and Jim.
Hi, what's up?
How you doing? How you doing, girl?
I'm doing fabulous. Thank you.
Love the information. You mentioned the word vibration.
Mhm.
Build on that, if you would. Kind
So-
of give us an idea.
Okay, so vibration, guys, have you guys ever walked into a room and you're at a party and you can feel whether someone's excited or they're kind of like in a bad mood, or like energy, like you walk into a room, you don't even have to talk to someone. You can almost feel the energy, the heart energy from someone within a few feet away. So that basically is called vibration. I'm not an expert to like go into all the science. I actually did just buy another book called Cybernetics. I'm going to read this one here next. This one came highly recommended by Bob Proctor. But so vibration, you can tell like when you're in a bad mood, or you feel depressed, you feel anxious, you feel sad. Those are negative and low vibration energies, okay? When someone feels love, you guys know that love is the highest vibration on the frequency scale. So the more you love people and put love out to other people, that is actually putting you into a higher state of vibration. So you want to be loving, you want to be happy, you want to be peaceful, joyful, thankful, grateful, gratitude and appreciation are also at the higher vibration levels as well. So you want to start every day with gratitude. A lot of times God is love and unconditional. I love that. But you guys, so I wake up every morning. I actually have this. This is one of my journals, and I love journaling in here, and I like to start the day by saying, oh my gosh, I am so grateful. And I write out everything that I can think of that I'm grateful for, because the more you can stay in that grateful vibration, again, you're going to attract a lot more goodness to you. So Linda, I don't know if that explains it enough for you, but that's basically what vibration is. It's almost like energy. You guys, everything is operating at a level of vibration or frequency. Okay.
Yes, that was great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Hey, Jenny, have you ever learned about, I won't get the name right, but the water experiment?
Yes, it's true. So there's a book out there, and I can't remember the name of it, but they took different little things of water and they would put a label on it like love, joy, hate, anger, just different words. And believe it or not, you guys, those words actually have so much power that they would actually change the molecular structure of that cup of water. That's how powerful our words are, our thoughts are. They can literally change the molecular structure of that water and the vibration of it. That is awesome. Thanks, Lisa. Have you read that book?
Well, I haven't read the book, but there have been references to that. And I just have never heard of it, but it's so fascinating to realize the power of vibration and words
Mhm.
and emotion.
Yep.
Well, so Jenny, you've been working on this for years. And like you said, in some ways, you were an unconscious competent. You were doing it without knowing it.
Mhm.
And then when you looked back on what you had been doing, you realized that this is exactly what you have been doing. Okay, so that's that. But some of us are unconscious incompetence.
You're so funny.
Now, I'm serious. I'm serious about this.
Yeah.
There are things that we think unconsciously every day, and it leads to incompetence and unfulfillment in life. And there are those who in other areas have a conscious competence about other things. We all have both. But what I hear you saying is we have to choose consciously
Mhm.
on the things that we are not consciously competent or unconsciously competent about. So you mentioned Bob Proctor. How long have you been studying?
15 years, you guys.
Bob
15.
Proctor,
Yeah.
15 years.
Mhm.
How long have you been reading and developing yourself personally?
At least 17 years. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Intensely or just kind of like, eh?
I would say, guys, over the last year or two, I have been investing like heavily in myself. I used to just watch YouTube videos. I'd pick up a book here and there. I would learn as much as I could for free. But like here recently, because of COVID, I've had a lot of time to reflect and really realize that there is a missing link here. I really want to figure out why. Why are some people having massive success while others are not even getting off the starting blocks? And so here recently, I've decided to invest in a lot more and really become an expert at this material because I'm so fascinated by it and I believe in it. I know it's real. I know it works. It's worked for me and I know it can work for others.
So thank you. So we've got a few minutes here.
Mhm.
We're doing the Project 500 with Stephen.
Mhm.
Yesterday, we had people who have said in the next 90 days, literally right now, in the next 90 days, not like down the road, people have a down the road goal, but we've had a number of people say, I want to reach the next rank in the next 90 days. I'm committed to do it. I'll do everything it takes.
Mhm.
And so Stephen is laying out strategy on how to do that.
Mhm.
And yet he wove in there, and you brought to us tonight that 5% strategy, which is what we're going to hear tonight on the Project 500 call. Guys, if all we have is strategy and do not do what Jenny's talking about tonight, according to these numbers, we won't be successful. In other words, without this work, this paradigm shifting, the way we see things, the way we operate, we can't use just strategy to get there. So let me give an example. Two people, well, I don't know, I want you to speak, but I had someone call today. It was a great call. And they had a particular question that really has to do with how we think, okay, and how we feel about other people. And we're concerned and fearful how they're going to do. And we don't want to come across a certain way and this and that. And everybody feels that. But what I said to him, basically, you got to work on your thinking on that. You got to work on your thinking and feeling on that. And it takes work. It's not going to just go away. It's not going to just change, but you're going to have to work on that. Reading books, listening to other people, and so forth. And that's what you've done.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah, so I just want to say this, you guys, and I hope I didn't overwhelm any of you or make you feel like, oh my God, I got to learn all this. No, I just want you guys to know there is so much hope for every single person on this call that if you can just make it a goal, okay, to really grow as a person, to really, grow as much as you can and be willing to overcome your fears. Be willing to literally do it afraid. I know it's scary sometimes. Like I remember when I had to show the plan, they said, you got to show the plan. I go, what? I got to show the plan. I was scared to death. but I did it afraid, you guys. And you know what's funny? When you push through that terror barrier and you do something that you're scared to do you know how much that's going to empower you? It's going to give you so much confidence to go, oh my gosh, I did that and I didn't die. You know, nothing bad happened. It was okay. But you know, guys, you guys can do this. Every single one of you can do it. And when Stephen talks about all the actions tonight, you know, and it's great, like you got to put yourself into action. I just want to encourage you guys to continually pay attention to your self-talk. Whatever thoughts you're holding in your mind, those are the results that you're going to get every single time. So if you don't like the results you're getting, then you really do need to really pay attention to putting different thoughts in there and really focusing only on what you want, not on what you don't want. Don't give any energy. Don't give any attention to anything that you don't want. Because if you, like sometimes people say, well, I want to get out of debt. That's the last thing I would say. I want to get out of debt. I'm focusing on debt. You would say, no, I want to make $20,000 if that's what you need to pay off your debt. You focus on what you want, not what you don't want. So give all your energy, guys, give all your focus to your rank, your goals, post it up everywhere around your house, put it in your car. I even have a goal card, you know, it's a little card that I made up and I keep it in my pocket, keep it in my purse. I look at it every day. What is your goal? You need to be looking at that, speaking it all day, everywhere you go. You could be in the shower. I am so happy and grateful now that I'm a blank, 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 whatever, or I'm now earning 6 figures a year, whatever it is that you guys want. Figure out what you want, write it down, speak it every day, visualize it, and don't ever quit. Don't ever give up. It's just a matter of time that you will get the results.
Hey, Jenny.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, so good, guys. It is a process. It is your mind and your subconscious are a project. Mine is, I'm telling you, it is a project all the time.
Mm-hmm.
This is our greatest project in life, really, to become who God designed us to be and to accomplish the things. And we just got to get ourselves out of the way. But we are we're the project. We came here to get we came here to get the project done. But there's a very practical question here that one of our ambassadors asked. And by the way, the book is called Hidden Messages. Thank you, Laura. Hidden Messages. But the question is this, Jenny, just a practical one. And that is, did you start, and I want to say, and what is your emphasis now? Because I know the answer to this question. Did you start your business, your team, one-on-one, or did you do big presentations when you started?
Oh, I love it. Yeah. You know what? We started at my kitchen table. So a lot of times people have this misperception or misunderstanding that you got to start out doing big events and filling up your living room with 25, 30 people. Absolutely not. Guys, we started out at our kitchen table and we'd invite one couple over at a time and let them know what we had our hands on, why we were excited. You guys, this is all about relationships. So meet people one-on-one, build that relationship, find out what they're looking for. Maybe they're looking to improve their health or their finances. Make it all about them. And I think when you guys take the focus off yourself, quit worrying about the yes or the no or getting a sign up, you shift that focus to everyone's favorite radio station, which is WIFM. What's in it for me, right? Everybody loves that station. So you focus on them. What is it they're looking for? How can I be of help? And you know what? Maybe they're looking for an opportunity to make some extra income. So that's what we did, how we started out the kitchen table. We did one-on-ones. As we got a little bit of a hub, maybe you get 5 or 10 people now on your team. Now you can start doing in-homes and everybody can bring a guest. Next thing you know, you've got 25, 30 people. As that continues to expand just through the power of word of mouth, guys, it can happen like that. This can actually grow like a wildfire faster than you believe because you're thinking, oh my gosh, all these people got to come from me. No, guys, it's the power of duplication. It's the power of a lot of people doing a little bit of work. And like I said, it starts out with a handful of people. You find a few people that want to run with you. I always reach out to my mom. My mom's always my first contact. Your mom or a good friend, a best friend, a neighbor. Find someone, a couple people that you want to lock arms with. And I'm telling you guys, there's power in numbers. A handful of people can turn into 10 people. 10 people turns into 20. Next thing you know, you have a team of 500 people and you may have only brought in 10 of those people or 20 or whatever. So just remember that, guys. One person can change everything for your business. So that's why you never want to quit. You never want to give up, and just keep sharing, keep helping change lives, give people hope. You know what I mean? Just keep sharing, because you never know whose life this is going to change.
So true.
Yeah.
Anyone last questions before we let Jenny go and rest up?
Rest up before the
9
Stephen
o'clock
starts the 10
Central.
o'clock Eastern.
10 o'clock Eastern.
9 o'clock Central.
Project 500.
but
I have a quick question, or have a question on how quick it is.
Oh,
So,
Susan
Jenny-
Everett.
Yeah. So Jenny, maybe going back to like when you were trying to go to college, you probably had a lot of negative talk around you. Like maybe your mom said, what do you think you're doing, or something like that. How did you get that out of your head? How did you walk away from that, or how'd you block it out?
You know, it wasn't even my family. They never even cared if I went to college or didn't go. Like, it wasn't even an issue. But I think the thing that I struggled with was it was a hard curriculum. And there were times I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so hard. I mean, it really was. Plus, I had to work to pay for it. But you know what I did, Carol? Is it Carol or Susan? I'm sorry.
that was
It's Susan.
Susan, I'm sorry. Okay,
Okay.
Susan. So you know what I was doing back then, you guys? I was visualizing myself. I kept visualizing myself in my scrubs, visualizing myself as an RN with my stethoscope and taking care of patients. Like, it's crazy. Like, I was implementing the power of my imagination and the power of visualization back in college. I just didn't know it was a thing. I didn't know what I was doing. I did it with my car. I did it with that, and I kept visualizing how much money I needed. And every semester, every year, I came up with the exact money I needed. So hopefully that answers your question. I think my why was big enough that despite all odds and all the ups and downs and moments I wanted to give up, I never could get that picture of me off the screen of my mind, being an RN, working in the hospitals, taking care of patients.
Hey, Jenny.
Yes, Angela.
Angela Noble, hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. Listen, first thing, I just want to thank you for all the nuggets you've given us tonight. It's wonderful. I have one quick question, because I think it's probably in some of the rest of our minds.
Uh-huh.
As you were unconscious about what you were doing, but you were doing the right things, what did you do to keep yourself on track? Because once in a while we have that negativity come in and attack us.
Yeah.
And, we've got to have some kind of tool or some kind of something that will draw us back and pull us back. Were there some things that you would do? Or did you see it coming when things would turn negative on you?
Yeah. That's a good point, because I actually saw it this past year. I kind of let myself get negative with this whole pandemic and not being able to show the plan, not being able to travel and do events. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I was actually annoying myself, because I found myself feeling negative. I felt my emotions and my feelings were starting to get way off track, Angela. I started feeling depressed and kind of like anxiety. I wasn't sleeping this whole past year because the things I was focusing on up here were affecting my feelings and my emotions. And therefore it affected my actions in Zalise. And so guess what? I had to stop it dead in its tracks and say, you know what? I'm done with this. I don't like the emotions I'm feeling. I don't like the results that I'm getting. So you know what? It's time to take action. It's time to take over and recontrol that conscious mind again. And so I got back into reading. I've been studying my booty off, probably 6 to 8 hours a day. So that's what you got to do, guys. Pay attention to the results you're getting. Pay attention to your emotions are a huge indicator. However you're feeling is a direct indicator of what you've been holding in your mind. So if you don't like the way you're feeling, you got to go back and work on that conscious mind and make sure that whatever you're holding in that mind is nothing but good, nothing but positive, only focusing on what you really want, nothing else.
So you have to kick yourself in the butt, is what you're saying.
Girl, hey, all these years later, I still got to do that, because you can easily kind of see yourself or feel yourself slipping backwards, and it's an icky feeling. You start feeling gross. You don't like it because you know the difference, right?
Yeah.
So
I
but
totally-
get in tune with yourselves, man. This is a great opportunity to really get to know you, really get to know your feelings and your emotions, and pay attention to that, because it's there for a reason. It's your guidance, it's.
I told Lisa that I wrote my 5-year goals, and I said, I'm going to be the only 90-year-old that had met her 5-year goals. 5 years from now, I'm going to be 90.
You're amazing.
I'm going to be driving a new fancy Jeep because they're going to be fancier in 5 years than they are now.
That's awesome, Angela. You can do it, girl. I believe in you. 125%, my friend.
Thank you, dear.
You're welcome. Anybody else?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Somebody have something? So we're going to wrap it up. I wanted to point out one thing, Jenny, and I really think this is pertinent for many of us, including me. All those years you were doing that goal setting, envisioning, doing those things naturally.
Mhm.
Because you were doing them naturally, you never had to think to yourself, oh, this isn't going to work. You never had the opportunity to say, oh, that's voodoo, that's witchcraft, that's hooly dooly, because it came naturally to you. And so for a lot of people on this call, they're hearing what you're saying, but there might be a chance that some of them say, oh, I've tried that, it doesn't work. That is exactly what we're talking about. That kind of stuff is the mind telling you it's working what you said. And so we encounter that all the time when we try to raise that level is that very thing. And so
such powerful information, Jenny. And my background is healthcare, and I feel like I grew up with this really negative mindset. I don't really know how, but just even as a nurse, we were always looking for what's wrong with a patient.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just, it's been a very, very long process for me. And one of the best books that I've read, I love Bob Proctor. Hal's the one that really started introducing me to this whole world.
Mm-hmm.
And what he has overcome, his story, hopefully he'll unpack for us because it's also amazing. But I am in love with Joe Dispenza, and he has this audiobook you can find for free called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. And for me, it is about using meditation to reprogram the subconscious. And it is an extremely powerful book for people who feel like they just haven't really as easily transitioned to this mindset.
Right.
This has to be done, Jenny. Like you said, this is the missing link for everybody, including us. I mean, I'm sitting here hearing you going, she's so right. She's so right. She's so right.
And you know what, guys, this is something I'm on a mission right now. Like I am so determined to master this so well that I can explain it even better than I did tonight. Because honestly, guys, I'm just now learning what I shared with you tonight. Like I'm just now learning this material and being able to try to turn around and explain it to other people. But I want to be able to package it in a way that's so easy to understand that anybody can say, oh my gosh, I can do this. That's my goal. Is I want to increase the retention rate. I want to increase the number of success stories here at Zalise, right? But it's going to take time. But you guys, we all have to be willing to be committed to changing, be committed to growing and learning as much as we can every single day.
Wow.
Well, Jenny,
Thank you.
This is awesome.
We told them it was going to be a treat, and it absolutely has been. And I can't wait for you to keep working it, unpacking it, teaching it. And you're the best. You're the next Bob Proctor, Jenny. You're the next Bob Proctor. You're the next Gallagher. You're going to teach us all. You are going to be able to fill our hearts and our minds of understanding. You're the greatest transformer this business has ever seen. You're speaking to the hearts and lives of people, men and women, and our children and our grandchildren. You're doing that. Thank you so much for the work that you're doing.
Thank you, guys. I am so grateful. I am so grateful because here's what I know, guys. If we can change one person's life through this, you're changing a family now. You're changing a family. If you change a family, you're changing a community. You change a community, you're now changing a city, a state, a country, and a world. This is powerful. I am so excited. By the way, I'm working with Bob Proctor directly right now, talking to him on a weekly.
Whoa! I had no idea.
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
That is
I had no idea of getting chills, but you are that.
Well, hey, Jenny, can I get a commitment now that we have 50 witnesses? Will you come back and share again? Step 2?
Yes, I love this. You guys, I could talk about this for hours. So if it was over your head tonight or you're like, what the heck is she talking about? guys, it will get easier to grasp. It'll get easier to understand. You're going to start going, oh my gosh, she's right. Because you're going to start paying attention to your emotions and you're going to trace it back to a thought. You're going to start to realize your thoughts are directly affecting your feelings, your emotions, and ultimately your results that you're getting. So
Great summary. And I'm going to pause the recording.
All right.
all right.